Hello, this is News Live. Here's today's headline. Bill to increase string of Supreme Court judges passed in Lok Sabha House adjourned for the day. CBI SIT visit Arjikar to revisit Pro. Nauru, the world's third smallest country, changes its name to Nauru. Normalcy returned in Nepal bordering India after communal violence. Nepal seeks India's nod for its national identity card. Joint Parliamentary Panel backs Corporate Laws Amendment Bill 2026. Now the news in detail. Bill to increase string of Supreme Court judges passed in Lok Sabha House adjourned for the day. The Supreme Court Number of Judges Amendment Ordinance 2026 was passed in the Lok Sabha through voice vote on Monday. The House resumed its proceeding after a brief adjournment at noon, even as noisy protests by the opposition members continued to disrupt parliamentary business. Union Law and Justice Minister Arjun Ram Meghwal tabled the legislation in the House amid loud sloganeering from opposition MPs who continued to demand answers from Union Home Minister Amit Shah over the police action during the Jantar Mantar protests. Despite repeated appeals by Krishna Prasad Teneti, who was presiding over the proceedings, asking members to maintain order and allow the House to function, the protests continued. The bill was, however, passed by a voice vote. The Supreme Court Number of Judges Amendment Ordinance 2026 seeks to replace the ordinance promulgated earlier this year to enhance the sanction string of judges in the apex court in view of the growing pendency of cases and the increasing workload before the judiciary. Under the proposed legislation, the sanction string of judges in the Supreme Court would be increased from 33 to 37, excluding the Chief Justice of India, thereby taking the total string of the court from 34 to 38 judges. The bill seeks to replace the Supreme Court Number of Judges Amendment Ordinance 2026, which was promulgated in May. Nauru, the world's third smallest country, changes its name to Nauru. The Pacific island country of Nauru has changed its name to the Republic of Nauru, its president said, matching the spelling and pronunciation in the national language. The country's international code will change from NRU to NRO, and its people will be known as the Nauru instead of Nauruan. Commonly known abroad by the pronunciation of Nauru, the new name is spoken as Nauru. The move would return the remote South Pacific island nation to its traditional name, a statement posted Thursday to the government's Facebook account said. The country became known internationally as Nauru only because its local name was difficult for foreigners to pronounce and was a matter of convenience rather than one of choice, according to an earlier government statement. Normalcy returns in Nepal bordering India after communal violence. Normalcy returned to southern Nepal's Madhya and Kosi provinces on Monday as the law and order situation improved following days of communal violence in the region bordering India. The communal violence erupted in Kosi's Shinsari district bordering India after members of two communities which were holding separate programs clashed over the use of loudspeakers and the display of religious flags on July 26. 3 people were killed in the clashes, which soon spread to neighboring areas. As the situation improved over the last few days, curfews and prohibitory orders issued as a precautionary measures following the violence were relaxed. In Dhanusa district of Madhya province, prohibitory orders imposed since Saturday morning were removed effective from Monday at 5 a.m. as various agitating groups withdrew the protest program, Chief District Officer Prem Prasad Lichel said in a notice. CBI SIT visits Arjikar to revisit Pro. A special investigation team of the CBI visited the Arjikar Medical College and Hospital here to re-examine different aspects of its investigation into the rape and murder of a trainee medical 2 years ago, sources said. In May this year, the Kolkata High Court on Thursday ordered the setting up of an SIT of the CBI to probe the developments from the time the trainee doctor had dinner on the night of August 9, 2024, to her cremation. The postgraduate trainee doctor's wife and mother in the hospital had caused an uproar in the state as well as among the medical community across the country. On Monday, the 5-member probe team inspected different parts of the hospital, including the emergency department, to re-examine different aspects of the investigation, a source in the National Probe Agency said. Nepal seeks India's nod for its national identity card. Nepal has formally requested India to recognize its national identity card (NID) as a valid travel document for cross-border travel, aiming to strengthen identity verification and security while facilitating the movement of people between the two countries, as senior immigration officials said. The NID is similar to India's Aadhaar card and contains biometric information including fingerprints, facial images, and iris scans. The Nepali government has made the NID mandatory for accessing several public services, including passport application, land registration, opening bank accounts, and other government services, as it seeks to gradually replace the traditional citizenship certificate with digitally readable identity cards. Nepal also wants India to recognize the NID as a valid document for the cross-border movement of Nepali citizens, as India currently recognizes Nepal's passport and citizenship certificate as official identity documents. Joint Parliamentary Panel backed Corporate Laws Amendment Bill 2026. A Joint Committee of Parliament has backed the Corporate Laws Amendment Bill 2026 while recommending further decriminalization of procedural lapses, as well as compliance relief and Azure corporate social responsibility (CSR) norms for small businesses. The committee's report, tabled in the Parliament on Monday, states that the proposed amendments in the bill are intended to promote ease of doing business by further decriminalizing provisions, easing compliance requirements for one-person small producer companies and startups, streamlining regulatory practices, recognizing new concepts in the evolving corporate landscape, and carrying out drafting and clarificatory changes to remove ambiguities. The bill marks a shift towards proportionate enforcement by moving lower-risk procedural default to in-house adjudication with monetary penalties while reserving criminal action for fraud and other serious violations, it said. The Parliamentary Committee has recommended the introduction of a fixed penalty of Rs 50,000 for certain non-compliances and permitting in-kind CSR contributions for small companies. It has also suggested that exemption from mandatory statutory audit be allowed only for small businesses and not for public compliance. Another recommendation aimed to make it easier for foreign companies to move their operations to India by enabling seamless re-domiciliation of foreign companies to IFSC without requiring winding up in their home jurisdiction. Besides, the committee has recommended dropping imprisonment provisions for failure to comply with NFRA orders in line with decriminalization, and that penalty recoveries be handled through the framework proposed in new Section 454B. The committee also highlighted the bill's proposal to provide further realization under the CSR framework, including exemptions from mandatory CSR obligations for eligible small companies. The report said the primary objective of the bill is to simplify corporate legal procedures, reduce compliance burdens, and strengthen corporate governance in line with recommendations of the Company Law Committee and earlier amendments to the Companies Act 2013. Thank you for being with us. This is MM News Live English edition.